Lions TV, full time from the Den, where it finished Millwall 1, Plymouth Arglye 0. Boys, analyse the game for us.
Wasn't really a great game in all fairness. I don't think there's too much to comment on, but I'm trying to think of things to say about it. But we got the win. Listen, we had nothing to play for. Do you know what? I will say, I was just surprised Plymouth, for a team really fighting for it now, needed the win. I don't feel like they had a proper go at us. They really didn't at all. And if I was them in their position, you'd really go for it. And it just felt like they didn't at all. So there's probably more to say about them, but it wasn't the greatest game in the world, and we somehow come out with a win. But we went into the game relaxed. I don't think anyone, it sounds bad, but I don't think a lot of people really cared what would happen today, really. After that epic weekend last week up in Sunderland/Newcastle. But yeah, it's always good to finish on a high, and I do like to keep that momentum. And what is it, 4 wins in a row now under Harris. So listen, I know, I'll be the first to say it, I know I was against the Neil Harris decision coming in. And I'll hold my hands up and I say it. Did think it was a backward step, but you can't go against what he's done now to bring us to safety. And I think he deserves another crack at the whip next year, even though I've turned the tables now. So yeah, he deserves it next year. Great win. Let's hope we can even win next week. Just finish as high as we can. Yeah, that's my take on it.
Sorry to interrupt. I just want to get someone in the video there, but listen, it is what it is. Last week's job was done, and to us it was like practice in the park. And I think Millwall, we didn't get a second gear really. We didn't get a second gear. We won the game quite comfortably. Like Joe said, a bit shocking that Plymouth fighting for their lives, didn't really want to go for it. And I think it's all about nerves. Their fans will watch other games and they see this one scored, that one has got. They're in trouble, not in trouble. We just, I don't know, it's the end of the season game. We're safe, and thank you very much, Neil. We don't give a monkeys about that, but we were safe, not really interested in
the real end of the season feel.
Real end of the season feel. And
still managed to get a win. We
certain performances like Leonard again today, certain things, I can't really go on and praise that guy like so much, because he's got to be captain this club.
More than deserved player of the season.
Captain this club. The geezer shows the spirit, and if the lights, listen, I'm not going to go there and pick out individual players because we're staying up. We're all happy. Let's crack on with next season. But let me tell you, if they could take half the spirit of Leonard, all these players, into their game, we ain't got no worries. Yeah, okay.
Sorry, one little bug I've got about that today is, why did they not start Bart? His last game, we've got nothing to play. Even if you just brought him on at half time or 10 minutes before the end, but 2 player of the seasons in a row, he deserved a proper set. He deserved to just be on that pitch today. So that's one thing I'm a little bit upset about.
Come on, Joe, that's a little thing.
I know, but still, he deserved it. Really.
Go on, Con.
Anyway, adding to what Joe just said about the Plymouth Arglye situation, they weren't realistically safe, and they're still not realistically safe themselves. So you would have thought, looking at the Huddersfield and Birmingham game, that we was happy for it to play out as a draw. Anyway, even if we did lose, really, it wouldn't have been the end of the world, because we knew we've secured championship survival. But for Plymouth to come here and, their fans to come up in all their numbers, which is fair play to them, come up and support their team, long journey, great support. And to come up and then see a team that didn't really attack or didn't really look like they didn't really put numbers forward, in all honesty. And there were times in the game where I just felt this is going to be a comfortable game. And I genuinely thought if it plays out as a 0-0, doesn't bother me. They probably have another point on the board. But then obviously the Jake Cooper goal came in, fantastic, great goal for him. And then the one point I will pick out is Morgan Whittaker, who's their danger man. He got kept quiet by Ryan Leonard, personally.
Yeah.
But it was that he didn't do anything all game. He's supposed to be a 15-20 million pound player we're looking at, right? But then there was the one part of the game which really stood out for me, which is when Morgan Whittaker got the ball and he was flying forward and he was through on goal, and Ryan Leonard came back and he made that challenge, perfectly timed challenge to win the ball, right? And the amount of times I've seen him do that this season, he's really saved the season for us. Obviously, along with Neil Harris. I'd like to personally thank Neil Harris, by the way, for the job he has done, because personally, on a personal note, I wasn't really a big fan of him coming back to the club, and I know he signed an 18-month deal, and you even see him in interviews saying, I want to leave the club at a stage where I'm happy with the squad and I'm happy with this, that and the other. But personally, I just do, on the back of this season, it's been a bit of a up and down season. I would like to personally thank you, Neil Harris, for what you have done. Coming back, you've completely changed my...
the home form,
the home form,
re-galvanised.
You have totally said exactly what you've totally said exactly what you were going to do. Sorry, you've done exactly what you said you would do, and you've not really maybe not made us feel one with the players, but you've got us over the line. And to end the season, we could end the season on over 60 points. For a team who were fighting a relegation battle, I just want to say thanks to Neil Harris, thanks for the players, and another result for us.
Well said. That's actually brilliantly said. Neil Harris didn't come out at the after celebrations today, and
he could have deserved.
I hold my hands up, and someone commented me about, you wanted Neil Harris gone like 4 or 5 years ago. So did 5,000 other Mill fans.
We all wanted him gone,
We all want him gone. Times change, so listen, whatever you put in your comment, whether times change. But let me tell you now, he's come in, and when he come in, like everyone else, and we've got to admit it, we went wrong decision. That is not right.
Yeah.
But let me tell you now, I was wrong. Everyone else was wrong. And let me tell you now, it was a masterstroke from the club to do that, okay? And listen, I'll bow down. It's all my things about opinions, about I was wrong. And I'll turn and I'll go, I was wrong. And you know what, Neil Harris, right? You come back, brilliant. And I'll bow down to you. Brilliant decision by the club. And Neil, love you. And that's all I can say.
No matter what we say, we'll always be a legend at the club.
Always.
Doesn't matter. But it's another win on the board. Another season in the Championship.
Then turn back into a fortress.
Yeah.
Come on, you Lions.